Fosco mwenyewe. Adui nani? Adui nani? Tusonge mbele, tusonge mbele, inabidi tusonge mbele. Tusonge mbele, tusonge mbele. People power, our power, NUP, and everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, while you're still standing, I want us to once again give respect and pay tribute to our brother Nachoto Machete, who just passed away a while ago, who was murdered in freezing blood, not cold blood, but freezing blood. I want us to give him a huge round of applause, because even in heaven where he is, I know that he will be listening to us. So give him a big round of applause. Don't stop. This is for you, Comrade Nachoto, for you, Machete, and all the comrades in Karamoja, in northern Uganda, all over the country. We appreciate you, we rate you, we remember you, and we will never forget you. May your soul rest in eternal peace. Thank you very much, and please take your seats, ladies and gentlemen. I was preempted by the brother, and I'm glad that he said it again, but it was my intention to mention it today, that we intend to pay full, well-deserved respect to our brother by also painting his noble picture on our wall of martyrs, because he deserves it. Madam Deputy President, our Secretary General, our spokesperson and leader of our parliamentary team, our Mobilization Secretary, Madam Deputy SG, members of Parliament, members of NEC, fellow leaders in all capacities, I salute you. Allow me also to thank our very good friends, the Friedrich Naumann Foundation for Freedom in Africa, for making this engagement possible and helping us launch this drive. I want in a very, very special way to thank all of you, the leaders, but most importantly, you, the coordinators. My thanks should come from the lowest leader coming up. Thank you very much for the commitment. Thank you very much for the volunteering. But above all, thank you very much for risking. It's a very big risk for you to stand on the right side of history in this time and era. It is more of a death wish for you to stand against General Museveni, who executes people in cold blood and appoints no and accounts to no one. But to see that you, comrades, put faith over fear, to see that you still envision a new Uganda, even where it is challenging, even where our odds seem insurmountable, I salute you very, very much. Thank you very much for standing for this cause. Now, while we are here, friends, we are a representation of very many people. I'm sure each one of you, every time you move in your constituencies, in your different regions, you find people that are so sold into this cause. This cause, we did not start it, ladies and gentlemen. No. It was started by our forefathers. Some people actually doubted General Museveni as early as 1986. Now they are proving themselves right. We were convinced by the lies of General Museveni. Our parents were. Some of us held him in very high regard. I mean, we have comrades amongst us who were named after Museveni. I always tell my friends, I was named after Robert Mugabe because he was a prized revolutionary back then. When I was born, my parents thought that the person to name their child after was Robert Mugabe. See where he ended up. Our leader of opposition was named after Yoweri Museveni. But see what Museveni turned into. So this, we did not start it, ladies and gentlemen. We are inheriting a struggle. We give credit to the great freedom fighters like Paul Kawanga Semogede, like Dr. Kiza Besigye. They started it. Our duty is to end it. Our duty is to finish it. That is what we must promise ourselves. Freedom in our lifetime, democracy in our lifetime, the rule of law in our lifetime, and we must achieve that by the grace of God. But even if we say by the grace of God, we must know in the Baganda culture they say Katonda ayamba yeyambe, God only helps those who help themselves. My mother used to teach me that God can only do for you what he can do through you. What God cannot do through you, he will not do for you. So it is your duty to let God help you using you. I'm very glad we are here and we all seem to understand that. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to drive a point that we, much as we are here, much as we are the National Unity Platform, we are actually not a political party. I know that sounds convincing, but I'm very serious. We are not a political party. We just have a political party. We are people power. We are the representation of those masses yearning for change. And we started out as a team of people, the men, the women, the young, the old, the educated, the uneducated, the city dwellers and the rural dwellers, all Ugandans from all walks of life, coming together with a vision of creating a nation, the same vision that was present at independence. The vision of our forefathers, creating a nation that would make life better and admirable for the next generation. We are that generation that was supposed to realize it. We've not yet realized it. That's why we're not giving up. So we are not as small as a political party. We are a representation of a cause. We are people power. We introduced the National Unity Platform as our political wing. And for us, the National Unity Platform is the organized wing of people power. The thoughtful wing of people power. The leading wing, the guiding wing of people power. Everybody out there is people power. We must never lose that. There's been so many political parties that have come up. There was the Democratic Party. It was a representation of democracy, the representation of the ideals of the people. You know how it ended up. There was the UPC, there was the FDC. You know how it all ended up. So we must not be another opposition political party. No, we are a cause. We have an agenda. We have a desire. We have a dream. Which dream is not only limited to we the leaders, but a dream of the people of Uganda, the young and the old. So they are looking at us with a lot of hope, which hope we must never disappoint, ladies and gentlemen. So knowing that we are not just a political party, it should also inform us that this is actually not politics as usual. This is a revolution. It's not politics as usual. Because if it was politics as usual, we would be free people, freely doing what we are entitled to do under the law. But we cannot achieve that. So we must treat this as the real struggle that it is, as the revolution that it is. And we must not settle, especially we the leaders. So having said that, ladies and gentlemen, a revolution or a struggle cannot succeed on only admiration alone, or on only the hope alone, or only the tiredness alone. Wherever you go, I was in Busoga yesterday, And you think the people of Soka are the most tired, but go to northern Uganda, go to western Uganda, come to the central. They are thinking the same. Everywhere we go, there are masses and masses of people. Something that has not happened in our generation. There's so much power out there. But like one advert told us, power is nothing without control. Power is nothing without guidance, without direction. The Pan-Africans keep teaching us that we should not agonize alone. We should organize. Because the future belongs to the organized. If we don't organize, we will continue moving in circles. So you here are the organizing wing. There's so much power out there. There's so much support out there. But how do we harness it? It is like the rain. This sand out here keeps flowing rainwater. But if you don't put if you don't put gutters, the water will fall everywhere. But if you put gutters, we shall be able to guide our water to a tank or wherever we want that water. And ultimately, we shall harvest that water. The support that people have given us, that is their role. The chanting, the waving, the votes that they give us, and all the massive nationwide support, that is the wealth, that is the power that they give us. That is their role. What is our role? Is to bring it together, to harness it, to collect it, to make sure we bring it to a logical conclusion. What is that logical conclusion? Kicking out the dictator. But not only that, but building a new country, building a new leadership. Who are those leaders? You! Nobody else. So we have a big duty to bring that resource together, that support together. That is our duty here. That is why we are organizing. Because you will go to Karamoja, you will go to Kuru, and you'll find young men and women, even old ones, supporting us massively. But if we don't find a way of harnessing that support, it will pass like that. That is why we are here. And we are organizing not only for an election. Yes, we are a political party that organizes for elections, that organizes for democracy, if there's democracy. But even with this deceitful semblance of democracy, we can maximize it when we organize, because ultimately, even if Museveni dies tomorrow, ultimately we shall go to the polls. Ultimately, there will be elections. Even if they do their crooked business of the son trying to overtake the father, we shall finally keep both of them away, or the whole family. But even when they tell us that there was divine intervention and the entire house burnt up, still we would have to go to elections. That is why I am calling for constant organizing, so that when that time comes, whether it comes tomorrow or next week or next year, it finds us ready and organized. So you comrades are the organizing wing of us. Think as if we don't reach what we want to reach tomorrow, we'll die. But imagine that we are going to live forever, because this party is going to live forever. It's going to live beyond me, beyond you. It is for our children, our children's children, and the next generation of Ugandans, especially if we start it on a moral ground, if it's worth following. And that is possible, comrades. So let us organize our people. Let us organize them for two things: a revolution and a revolution. What do I mean? A revolution even before elections, because it's possible. But even when 2026 comes, before Museveni is kicked out, let us be ready to take him to the polls. Let us be ready on our side to ensure that every T is crossed and every I is dotted. So let us organize, organize, organize. ensure that in your region, in your constituency, in your area of jurisdiction, there's absolute organizedness. I must add that we might organize, we might build structures, which Museveni vulgarizes all the time, but if we are connected with our people, then we can outsmart them. Like we have done in the past, we can do it even smarter and better and get better results than we got last time. So comrades, let's put the idea of organizing in our mind. I've already told you we have massive support, but you guys are the harvesters. Your duty is to harvest that support, because if we don't harvest it, then we are not doing a good service to our country. I want to call upon you leaders, especially you, the coordinators, the focal people, and the registrars. Avoid infighting. The Secretary General mentioned it, and I have to emphasize it, that we have been plagued with infights, sometimes brought in by prospective candidates. Oh, I want to run in this area, so nobody else should be working with the registrar or the coordinator. You are working for the people of Uganda. You are working for the party, not for an individual, not for a candidate. We have not selected candidates, and even when candidate selection comes, you know the process that we go through. So if you as a coordinator who's supposed to be serving other people, you reduce yourself to serving one person, that is corruption, and you know exactly how we deal with corrupt people. Comrades, it is important for us to build and not destroy. Let us learn from our recent experiences in 2021. I was in Busoga.